I'm homeless and this is my story. I'm just another statistic in this system, and the way that this country treats us is diabolical.
I've got plenty to share with you. Plenty. And some of it, yeah, it was my fault. I made mistakes. We all do in life. I had a job working many years down in Gatwick Airport. An amazing job. I was on great money. I had a great partner. I had 4 lovely children with her. She kicked me out over some mistakes that were made. I'm going to get too deep into that with you. I was young. I was naive. And the things that happened haunt me even from this day. I went on, did 7 years on the streets. The first 6 months I didn't know what I was doing. Didn't have a clue. I was eating out of dustbins. I didn't know about local services. I didn't know where any of the help was. It was bad, you know. I was going behind shop doors, nicking food from the back of the bins, you know. But at the same time, I had a lot of mental health conditions. I tried to commit suicide 4 times. You know, I'm lucky to still be here, and I'm here for a reason. I know that now. I want to help other homeless people, obviously. Yeah, it was a difficult time in my life. I lost my true love. You know, we were together so long. And those 4 kids I don't see because of my stupid mistakes in life. But life's got to go on. We can all do great things, man. If you've got a dream, you've got to go and get it, all right? No good standing around when you're 60 or 70 wishing you'd, you know, done this or that. Regrets and hindsight doesn't go well in my mind. I tried to hang myself, all right? It didn't work. I woke up in the morning and I'd fainted in the woods. I had 1 set of clothes and I defecated myself. I literally just passed out, and I was lucky to be alive. Then a couple of days later, oh God, I was crying. I couldn't stop crying, and I just couldn't do it. I ended up in a couple of mental health wards as well. Well, complete fucking meltdown, breakdown. Sorry for my language. Don't mean to swear, guys, but the system. I then went on to go in OD on paracetamol at least 2 or 3 times. I ended up in hospital and then got sectioned again. I started drinking my life away. Started getting stupid with myself even more, and I was digging myself a deeper hole. And then social services were like, nah, I can't go near your kids. You can't see your kids. That ruined me. It destroyed everything. Yeah, it destroyed my soul. I'm just another statistic in a system. People don't understand other people. They don't get what homeless are going through. Everyone's got a story. Okay? So stop, you know, don't blame them, you know. I feel they blame themselves, but really it's because some people just don't know how to act in life. But it's not their fault. They need support, they need help. It was one hell of a story. I went up to London. I was a couple of years in London, sleeping in the woods. One morning I woke up and the police officer was there standing over my head. And he said, it's illegal to sleep in the woods. I said, but I'm scared. I don't want to be on the street. He said, I'm sorry, but you can't be here. So I left. And then I went back on the street next in Trafalgar Square and I slept there. And one night, I was in my sleeping bag and 4 boys were kicking off. And I couldn't get out my sleeping bag, and they dragged my sleeping bag along the floor. And at the same time, these 4 boys were beating me up and smashing me everywhere. The dangers of being on the streets. People just don't know, you know. These people have so much they can do for others. People judge too many people. They judge each other all the time, and I think the world needs to change. We need to be kind, empathy, respect. You know, I could go on. Loyalty, love, you know, honesty. Friendships are hard to come by, and great people are being made to come out and stay on the street. My situation now, I met a new wife. We fell out of love, and for the sake of the children, I had to move on again. Because I love my children. They're my freaking world, and I don't want them to see sadness in their life. I want them to be happy and go on to do great things and dream their dream and fulfill a dream. The passion inside me, guys, I'm telling you, you don't know. It's freaking hard out here. People need to start waking up. Me and my partner, my new partner, we were together 5 years, and through that 5 years, I still suffer with the emotional split personality disorder. Being outside in the end became a way of life. It destroyed me for the first couple of years, but then I woke up and I said, no, I'm not doing this. It's time to sort yourself out, mate. You've got to grow up. You're on your own. No one's going to help you. Only you can achieve these great things. And I did. And I went on and I worked again and got into the security industry, a job I freaking love. I've worked doors and nightclubs. I've studied. I've got more qualifications in my life now than I ever had. I can count at least 16, but we're not getting into that. It goes to show we can all change our lives, but we've got to do this on our own because nobody else is going to do it for us. No one. And I'm saying that with passion and love. And guys, just you can see it in me. I'm angry. I'm very angry. I didn't know what any other help was. If you've not got a lighter, you've got to make a fire out of sticks, and I'm quite good at that. If you don't know how to do that and you've not got a lighter, you've got no fire. Keeping clean back in the day was a big problem. I didn't know about, swimming pool centres. I didn't know about day centres. I walked around for months dirty. The first 6 months were the hardest. Just where do you get clothes if you've got no money? How are you going to earn money? How are you going to get a job? That was the biggest thing for me. I wanted to work. So I came up with a solution for that because I was quite good at sand art. So I used my skill making artwork on South Bank down in London. I got a little job working with children on a sandpit down in Worthing, teaching them how to make sand art. It was great. I had a few bob out of that in tips. Going to work nice and clean and tidy if you've got a job. Just if you've got to go too far away from where you are, from your family, if you've got to walk, be quite a distance from your family, then you've got to work out how you're going to get to your kids with no money. You've got to find somewhere safe. That's a big problem. You've got to find a shelter like this one. You've got to go and find some woods in the middle of nowhere and hope that no one goes in there and sees you, because then you get moved on. And if you get moved on, you're going round in circles. And there were plenty of times I got moved on, plenty. And even at night time, the farmer, quite a few times, you can't camp here, mate. 12 o'clock at bloody night. I'm now having to pack my stuff up. Now the thing is, what you've got civil law and criminal law. Okay, so if you're on a piece of land and the farmer says to you, you need to move, and you say to him, I'm not moving, that then becomes illegal. You're breaking the law by not moving. Whereas if you don't, you know what I mean. I don't know where you come from. So yeah, that's difficult. Your civil law, you can camp anywhere. You can camp anywhere you want, but the moment you're told to move on, and you say you're not gonna, that's criminal. You talk to them about your situation. You got farmers that are like, don't care, mate, not my problem, it's my land and I don't want you here. You can imagine packing your stuff up at 12 o'clock in the morning, 12 o'clock at night. Lots of other problems. I mean, you've got to find references for a job. If you're unskilled, you're stuffed. I'm quite lucky. I'm skilled in the art of security industry. I've been doing that for a long time. I'm fully bloody licensed. Yeah, I had to earn that. That's my license. I had to pay my own money to buy that. I had to save to get that. I went on and I did it. Other problems. Well, if you've got a job interview, you've got to find a way to get clean pretty quick for the morning. Leaving somewhere on time. God, the list is bloody endless. But if you're like me, you learn, you adapt to your situation. You've got no choice. You've got to constantly think out the box. your brain's running 3 million miles an hour. And when I was first homeless, I was pretty scared when I was out here. Yeah, I used to be scared of the dark. Now it don't bother me, I don't care. There's nothing there. It's all in your head. Psychological. Then you've got like mental health issues as well that are going to affect you. Plenty I went through, you know. I didn't hit the drugs. I did hit the drink for a while. That became a problem. So if you're drunk, you then end up sleeping in the winter anywhere, waking up you're lucky if you wake up in the morning because it's so bloody cold. Yeah, lots of problems, guys. The list can go on. The list is bloody endless. But if you're like me, you learn, you adapt to your situation. Situation for me, there I am, I'm sitting there begging. People are looking at me like I'm nothing. You don't realise how you're making that homeless person feel. Go sit with that homeless person, listen to their story, engage, learn from them. They all have a story. It doesn't mean to say, because they're sitting there begging, that you've got to give them money or a sandwich. Sometimes they just need a bit of company. They need people to speak to. Even if you're not fully engaged, just sit with them, you know, have a laugh, have a giggle. They're normal people. They are humans. We are only humans, you know. The human condition and all its bloody glory. You know, you don't understand what they're going through. You don't know their story. Don't judge others. You know, never read a book by its bloody cover. No, that's not. It's just, you know, we're going again into loyalty, love, respect for others, empathy. Just be someone for them. Share your time with them. Yeah, that's it, guys. I had a lot of mental health conditions. I tried to commit hope. Bloody big word, that. My children keep me going, and I keep myself going. You know, their happiness. I don't want them to see me in a sad place. They don't even know my situation, and they're never gonna know. One day when they're older, I'll tell them a story. But yeah, just my children, they keep me going. I'm a very strong-minded man. You know, I'm one of these guys, and I do believe that anyone can do anything. You got a dream, go and get it. We talked about that before. Be positive. Go get a job. I could talk about that as well and how you go about doing that. It's possible. But yeah, my children, I love them. Okay, so if you want a piece of land, life ain't a bowl of chocolates. You've got to start loving each other and respect each other. You've got to be there for other people, you know. Don't just walk past people, man. Be positive. Try and stay strong. Stay away from your drugs and alcohol because it's not going to solve your problem. It's not a way out. It honestly isn't. Many people think that because you drink you fall asleep. You don't. You're not actually asleep properly when you drink. So that's not helping you when you're out here. You're still going to wake up in the morning with those issues. It hasn't disappeared. It's the same as drugs. You get an addiction because you're out here. That's your way out. I get that. I understand you. It wasn't for me. But you're taking a risk every freaking day. That wrong one pill or that wrong one freaking drug, you're never waking up in the morning. And then what you wouldn't have been able to do is have that opportunity to sort your life out. Everything you did, being homeless and going through that for months, was a waste of bloody time because you never got anywhere. Wake up, smell the coffee. And I'm always there for people, man. I'm quite a social person, you know. I'm one of these people that can make people, when they meet me, feel like they've known me for years. It's a great skill. I.e., you know, stay in contact with your family. No, you're alright. If you've not got no family, talk to random people. Just sit on a bench and have a chat about anything, so you can feel a bit normal within yourself. I've done that before plenty of times, and sometimes you get the look like, what the hell are you going on about? But it's that moment, it's that connection you've had, even though you feel a bit silly. yeah, it does really help you, honestly. Go to a local pub, have a quick beer, start socialising with people there. Yeah. You're shaking. You know.
I know, a bit nervous because I've been thinking I want to do this for so long, and it's actually doing now.
My children bring me joy and peace. Just the thought of them being happy. Daddy loves them, Mummy loves them. But my friends as well, sorry, pardon me, how rude. Yeah, my friends, I've got some great friends in my life. I can only count 5 people in my entire life that are actually good friends. Even if they can't help me with cash, even if they can't help me with a place to stay. Just 5 people that are loyal to me, that care. And I'm able to open up to. And that brings me joy, being able to have a discussion with people that care about me and I care about them. You know, talking to random people, meeting new people, getting yourself out there, and you might look dirty and scruffy, but you'll be surprised at the amount of people that actually do care about your situation. Yeah. Yeah, the council. Here I stand. Okay. Went down the council, my backpack, and I said, yeah, I'm homeless. Oh, sorry, you've got no mental health issues. Oh, sorry, you've got no illnesses. Oh, sorry, you don't fit the criteria as a single man. We're not going to do anything for you. All we can do is refer you to Turning Tides or St Mango's. But he said, what we're going to do for you, we're going to look into what your situation is, and you've got to wait 52 days. And I said to him, so what do I do in the meantime? You're going on the street, mate. We can't help you. I'm going on the street for 52 days while you make a decision. Now, I got pretty lucky, though, because they got back to me within 2 weeks, and they said, no, we can't help you anyway. Well, that wasn't lucky, was it? But he said, no, rather than waiting 2 weeks, I waited. I didn't wait that 52 days. Sorry, I do blabble, guys. But yeah, and then the rules in the hostel. So I'm only allowed, the rules in the hostel, to work 16 hours a week. Anything over, I'm paying full £300 a week rent, £7.50 on top. It's disgusting. I need to be able to save. How can I save money to sort my own life out? It's not possible. You've got food to pay for. You've got children like myself, then your stuff, because you've got to pay £100 a month in child maintenance fees. You've got to support your kids. You can't just say, I'm not giving you any money this month. It's ridiculous. The system is not built for homeless people, and they're not making it easy. They're constantly sticking barriers in the way to make things more difficult for you. You would have thought they would have said, okay, you go back to work, we'll give you a reduction in your rent to help you out so you can save some money. Okay, you know, the council are going to pay that 300. They do, but then you still not able to go to work and save nothing. These charities, they're not freaking charities. They're an LTD. They're a business, quite frankly, that are making money out of homeless people. Charity, my arse. I am just another statistic in the system. I live out here. This is my life I have to lead. And I will sort myself out. Do you know what really winds me up? You know, you've got taxpayers' money being spent on statues, on gardens for the middle of town centres. Millions, absolutely bloody millions of pounds. And they won't support their own homeless local people out. What do I need out of the system for them to stand up and say, okay, look, you know, we're going to start building more properties with that money that we've wasted on our statues and our gardens, so that we can get these homeless people sorted in their lives. What else do I need? And many homeless people, lots of homeless people need a lot more mental health help. And what you're going to find as well, even after you've sorted yourself out, you've rebuilt your life, the moment you come off the system, they don't care about you, they leave you behind. They just forget you. They don't care. We've now helped you. You sorted yourself out. See you later, mate. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. And then you're left with, you get a lot of PTSD out here. So the memories of being out here, the things you went through when you were out here, i.e. you were attacked, i.e. you were raped. I mean, some women, homeless women, I know homeless women that have been raped while they've been out here. They've got to live with that, and then they're just back on the street because they can't cope being on their own. So yeah, more help from the system. Stop wasting all your bloody money on silly little gardens and statues, and these big corporations that are just making billions of pounds. It makes you bloody sick. Good?
There you go. So sign.
In the bunker.